It is said that Nero had 40 men in his army. These 40 men were wrestlers. They were the finest athletes in all of Rome. They would come out there with their square shoulders and bulging biceps, look up into the box of their emperor, and they would chant, "We are 40 wrestlers, wrestling for thee, O emperor, to win for thee the victory, and for thee the victor's crown." Then word came to Nero that some in the army had become Christians. Christians must be put to death by fire, by sword, by beast. And so Nero sent out a word to his commander-in-chief, Vespasian, and said, "You need to go through the ranks of your troops. If you find any Christians, they shall be executed." Then Vespasian said, "Are there any Christians?" He wasn't prepared for what was about to happen, because as one man, 40 stepped forward. All 40 of these wrestlers had given their hearts, their lives to Jesus Christ. Vespasian said, "I cannot put you to death with the sword. I believe you've not thought it through. Surely you'll renounce your faith." He said, "I have a plan." It was in the middle of winter. Vespasian built a fire on a frozen lake, a big roaring fire. Then he took from those 40 men their helmet, their breastplate, their greaves of brass, their shoes, their shirt, their undergarments, stripped them down to absolutely nothing in that sub-zero weather. But he said, if any of you out there in the cold and the darkness decide that you want to renounce Christ, all you have to do is come to the fire. Surely thinking they would come to the fire. Vespasian sent them out there, and the 40 men went out there. He wasn't prepared for what he was about to hear, because he heard the chant that he'd heard so many times, but now it was different. And this is what they were chanting: "We are 40 wrestlers, wrestling for thee, O Christ, to win for thee the victory, and from thee the victor's crown." It grew weaker and weaker and weaker. They were being numbed by the cold. But then the chanting stopped, and Vespasian looked, and there, slithering across the ice, was the naked form of one of those soldiers, turning his back on Jesus Christ, coming to the fire. Vespasian said, "Ha! Here he comes! The rest will soon follow. I knew it! I know men. The others will be coming soon." But he wasn't prepared for what he was about to hear. He listened, and he heard in the darkness, 39 wrestlers wrestling for thee, O Christ, to win for thee the victory, and from thee the victor's crown. When Vespasian heard that, Vespasian took from his head his helmet, took from his chest his armor, took from his back his shirt, from his feet his shoes, and ran toward the 39, saying, 40 wrestlers wrestling for thee, O Christ, to win for thee the victory, and from thee the victor's crown. Jesus wrestled for me. I want to wrestle for him. Don't you?